As often happens after a hard rain, the children have gotten their bikes out of the garage and are riding through the puddles. Their neighbors gather over the fences to discuss the weekend's barbecue, and the evil warlords gather the precious rain in reinforced metal containers to sell to developing countries for a huge profit. We lay prone on a thin, scratchy blanket, looking out from our attic window and see all of this. We know all this. We've experienced all this before, and even before that. What we and you and I haven't experienced is this week's episode of the 3-time nominated Jawn. We shed no light on subjects we do not discuss, and we shed no tears for dress we are not aware of. But the concepts and conceptions and concerts and concerns we are aware of, we try and bring to the forefront and present in an almost logical and understandable way. Not always successfully, but almost always with a pure heart and an open mind. This is well over our 100th episode, and we will still haven't learned our lesson, neither should you. Tune in and let's learn together. Reading is fundamental. Talking into a microphone with millions of people watching is fundamental. Basic human rights are fundamental. Let's create something we are all proud of. Jawn raises its hand in greeting and welcomes you to our sanctuary. Feel free to join. Bring your instrument and sing us a tune. We'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. One of our sponsors used to say that a long time ago. Hugs and kisses to you and the muses. 7 to 8:30 with 2 songs live by Nathan Moore. Worth the visit all by himself. Bang.
Three little frogs sitting on a log. One of them fell in. One frog said to the other frog, well, you better go get her. Two little frogs sitting on a log. One of them fell in. Last little frog, he sat and thought, good thing they can swim. Jawn. 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 Three little frogs sitting on a log. One burst into a grin. One frog said to the other frog, wonder what's got into him. Two little frogs sitting on a log. One laughed until he was red. Last little frog, he sat and thought, must have been something I said. Jawn. Jawn. Jawn.
What if we're not? Oh wait, not now that they were on.
Yeah, we're live.
I just bought a book for 50 cents, 100 uses for a band-aid.
Oh, goodness. And we're in there. We're live. Welcome. Hey, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Jawn. This is we're like a local access television station here. We just had to rearrange the set for the last show that just was in here. And now we're with you live. This is Jawn. Welcome to the show. I'm Nathan Moore.
Hello, this is Jawn, and I'm Kyle Hall.
Hi, I'm Steve Moore.
Good to see everybody.
Will we leave it knock in 10 minutes?
What's it doing? Okay. How you like me now?
Well, last act was a lot prettier than you was.
I've been broke down and baked. Oh, wait, that's not right. Let me see here. down in Bakersfield. I dealt with the devil and knew the deal. I'm no saint, but I know how it feels to have an angel love you for real. Strange world, you're almost gone. Ferris wheels flying, everybody hold on. Everybody's right, nobody's wrong. I could prove it, but it would take too long. Okay, what am I forgetting? Who besides me have I not forgiven? What on earth am I doing for a living? I've been prepping for Armageddon. Feel like I've seen this before. Looked out that window, walked out that door. Back before my time, before the war. I danced across this very floor. Now here's this burning book in hand. Read the whole thing, I don't understand. I mean, back when God first thought of man, is the whole thing going according to plan? Guess I'm giving as good as I'm getting. I'm pretty sure I'm going to heaven. Paradise 7 come 11. I've been prepping for Armageddon. Not sure what I think I see. It's not like the dogs have been loosed on me, unless there's some crazy conspiracy where the sheep are wolves and the wolves are sheep. Devil, I tell you, has no face. He's never in any one particular place. Machine-like cruising at the speed of space. It doesn't really matter who won the race. Eyes on the window, hunger is a hidden. The only truth tellers will only be kidding. He's with her, she came to the wedding. I've been prepping for Armageddon. Armageddon ready for the end of the world. 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 That's your kazoo solo. Some vote absurd, and me, I voted for that little bird who's just flying along till it thought it heard someone speaking an honest word. Some don't think we need a revolution, think patience is the best solution. Some don't believe in evolution, I think patience is another form of air pollution. I'm not saying we should be forbidden from being content with the lot we're given. Maybe you're happy, I say go get 'em. Me, I've been prepping for Armageddon. Armageddon ready for the end of the world. 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 Hey!
Yeah.
And we're in. Woo. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Woo, woo, woo.
Man, you surprised me with the line there.
What?
You said I voted for the little bird. I thought you were going to say I voted for the little turd.
Wait, you saw the rhyme coming?
Well, was the thing before that had something that, maybe it was word or something. What was the line before that?
Let's see. Some vote normal, some vote absurd.
Yes.
Me, I voted for that little bird.
So, but I thought you were going to say a little turd. Like, why did I vote for that?
You know what bird I'm talking about there?
No.
That's actually a really old song at this point. Time is moving so fast, but that was when that
The dove?
little bird landed on Bernie Sanders' podium while he was giving a rally, and it just seemed like a sign from God that it just. I was like, that was when I was like, this is gonna happen. That bird just landed right there on that podium. Everybody felt that. That's just magic, and
That's crazy. That's like almost 10 years ago.
I know
No way.
It's also so crazy because that song sounds like it was written like 70 years ago.
I'm hoping
Oh,
it's
right.
timeless. I was singing that song last night, and I was thinking, you know, like some of the lines, if I'd written it yesterday, I would change. But so then I was like, it's like for example, it doesn't really matter who won the race.
Right.
Like we're now living in a world where actually there are implications
Right.
for who wins the race.
You could be like, it kind of matters who won. the
it
race."
kind of matters who won the race.
Kind of does
And
matter.
so I was like, do I update the lyric because I don't want anybody to think I wrote it yesterday and that's my take.
Yeah.
Or do I stay true to its original inspiration and sing it the way it goes and hope it's timeless in some way? There's that question you wonder a lot.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you wrote it, so I don't know why I thought this when you said who the bird is. I was trying to think back. All right, in the 40s, was there like a peace bird?
A dove?
I'm glad you told that. I remember you telling me that, but I didn't. When I heard the song, I didn't know what bird you were referring to. So that was educational there. You want to go down a completely different road?
I'd love to.
I heard that song from the perspective of an old man, and I'm getting ready for Armageddon is a euphemism for I'm getting ready to leave the planet.
For your own personal Armageddon.
My own personal visitation. And so I'm analyzing what's been and why I'm here and all of that, and all that's in there.
Did it resonate on that level?
Yeah,
That's
it's
neat.
a good old person song. Because it's not as depressing as most of them.
Right.
There's a certain weird humor there.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what we're talking about. But yeah, I think it's a good song for an old person to have in the back of his head, not depressing or
I
anything.
like that
Yeah.
perspective.
If you look at it, hear some of those lines, they sound differently now than they did 10 years ago when I heard you after you wrote it. So I'm hearing different things these days. As we all are.
Welcome to the show. I see you, Funky Foot. Hey, Magpie.
Hi, Magpie.
And I was trying to think.
Funky Foot first says, something happening with sound, crackly, just cleared.
Yeah.
We're really scrambling here. We had another thing going on in here when everybody arrived, so we threw everything up lickety split. But it does make me feel like running a little TV studio here.
Oh, it's like Motown Studio A here.
Studio A,
There's
exactly.
just always something going on.
Always,
And, you know, 7 o'clock came fast tonight.
Lex just returned from a trip. I guess he'd already returned last time, but we didn't talk about it much. But he went to Motown, Hitsville, USA. That's now a museum, and they have Tell us a little bit about that. As far as is all the old gears? Is it still like it was then, or did they refurbish it, or like?
Well, yes, they didn't refurbish it, and the gear that's in there is gear that was in there. It's the same piano. Actually, there's a story about the piano where I can't remember the date, but at some point Paul McCartney came to Motown. This was, more recent, and he was like, "Do you mind if I play the piano?" And so they let him. And he started playing for 1 second. He said, "No, this won't stand." He was like, "This piano's out of tune, and there's no way the Motown piano can be out of tune." So he personally paid to have it shipped like to London somewhere or somewhere overseas to get properly tuned. I think maybe even by the Steinway Company or something.
That's a little weird though, isn't it? Because then it has to stay in tune for the trip back.
And then they had Hold Techs come and bring it back and put it in place and had it tuned like that. It was this whole undertaking apparently to do a tuning restoration or whatever of this piano.
Wow.
And he did that. But yeah, all the gear's there, and so it was just amazing to like.
Is it a smaller place than you would imagine?
Yeah, I think that is my feeling that I had was like, wow, I pictured it a little bigger, or at least multiple rooms, but no. Now they had a couple vocal booths, and that part it was not there. But generally, they would have and they weren't even vocal booths, they were isolation booths. So sometimes they had to put a horn player in there or tambourine player or something like that.
But they didn't want bleeding into everything else.
But the vocalist would stand right in there with the band, right in the room.
Do you have any memories of the birth of the Motown sound? Or, I mean, I know you probably weren't thinking of it in that context in real time. I'm
Yeah,
sure
at the time it was like the British invasion. It just happened. And I don't, if anybody produced it, but people have been trying to do it. But there'd been this competition between the Memphis sound and then it was just a few people. It was a production sound that quickly took over the industry. But they were doing a lot of things up there that were, and the harmonies were just amazing.
Love that they had the gall to just come out of the gate calling it Hitsville, USA, and then just proceed to produce hit after hit after hit after hit. They knew they had lightning in a bottle on some level from day one.
It was quite a. I was right there with it the whole time. I followed it. I followed it and the British invasion right at the same. It's like two different rivers in my county. But of course, they would meet occasionally.
That
too.
British invasion is still so fascinating.
Yeah, it
'cause
really
it was all
is.
inspired by American music.
Yeah, I mean, all of their early stuff was nothing but rhythm and blues and Southern black music, basically.
For all those people, like meeting Little Richard was like meeting the origin of everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. And their interpretation of it, the main thing that they had, which is the same, if you think about it, was the same thing that Motown had, which is the same thing that the Beach Boys had, which is the same thing that the Statler Brothers had, was a magical harmony. If you think about what I just said, every one of those have that, it's unique to that genre, but there's nobody that harmony that you got from the Statler Brothers.
That's so true.
Is unique. And of course Motown, Four Tops and the Temptations, I mean, they were all a little bit different, but they all had their own unique sound that just made them, you just drop what you're doing and listen to that song.
It's pretty interesting. And not that I'm that savvy and everything, but it's something that doesn't seem to exist at the moment in popular music. There's not a lot of harmony bands I can think of.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting observation.
And you're right, when you look back through it, like that was the thing on so many fronts that was happening.
Yeah, with the girl bands, all the Shirelles and the Supremes, it was all the, they all a little bit different. I'm not saying they were the same, but they all have that harmony they were able to create. And then allow the music soft enough to allow that harmony to dominate. A lot of the music I hear today, when I hear the people sing, it sounds like they're yelling. It doesn't sound like to me they're singing at all. No offense to your genre.
I'm trying to get people's attention. It's a short attention span economy. Just trying to.
But yeah, some of these guys, if they ever just cut loose with a ballad, it would just drive you, what in the world? Ooh, that's painful.
Well, Kyle's got I hear you've lit up your neighborhood with your new.
I have. I had it going today. I was worried you were going to come down and yell at me. I don't understand how stereos work, but man, this one is loud.
He got his first stereo system in a very long time.
Yeah.
He's been a boombox in the kitchen guy for years now, and his a friend just gifted him a whole system.
That's right.
And he turns it up to 2 and is
I can hear it in the
riling up the
street.
whole neighborhood.
I gotta be careful.
How has that changed your routine?
It's
Oh, it's
totally-
upside down.
It's totally different. I used to sit. I always sit in like the main, my old man chair. That's where I relax. So it's sort of at an angle. I could look through one.
Wait, that's your microphone.
Oh, I could look through one doorway and another doorway and sort of see the boombox in the kitchen. But I had to turn it up really loud to even hear it.
Mm.
And now I can just turn that thing on. Like,
You're like the Memorex commercial where you're just getting blown back in your easy chair.
His hair's still sticking up.
but it sounds so crisp and so nice and so. But it was funny. My girlfriend's father gave it. Well, I don't know if he knew he was giving it to me, but he gave it to his daughter, and then we took it right to my house. But we were having. I don't know how to do anything, so I didn't even know how to wire the thing up. So she was trying to wire it up.
Can't even get that mic on right now. You all right?
And
Wait, can we? I have a question. Can you remember your thought or not? It doesn't really matter. But I wanted to ask a question, Nathan. When you said it's upside down, does that mean his voice was going to be upside
His
down?
voice was upside down for a
Oh
second.
my God!
People out there hurting themselves
They
trying to
had to
hear
turn
it
their
right.
speakers
Yeah.
All right, I'll shut up.
It was like backward masking the devil's voice. But before I forget, I did want to mention one thing that we had talked about earlier, like 2 weeks ago, the train wreck when somebody starts clapping, and it. I already told these two, but I went and saw Emmylou Harris last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, and there was only one man that was clapping, totally offbeat the whole time. That you people, and I think at one time Emmylou was looking at his direction, I think trying to find him, like, you gotta stop, really loud, just like a split second off the whole time for every song. Like he never ever caught up with it. Oh my God! I was waiting for the band just to say we're gonna go backstage so security finds this guy and take him away. Oh my God! And but he was having the time of his life. He was yelling out encouragement to her, and I was like, dude, you. Oh. I wanted to turn my speakers up to 4 and drown him out.
Just turn them upside down next time.
But it is different hearing music. The boombox gives you that general feel of the music with that stereo system. You hear everything real
You get the bass.
crisp.
You get
But I don't know if I told y'all, but so we got it set up, and he was very particular when he said, "I'll notice that the speaker wires are the same length, so the sound is the speakers at the exact same time." I was like, "Is that true? Is that a true thing?"
Wait, say it again.
He said the speaker wires are exactly the same length, so when it comes from the system, the speakers, it hits at the exact same time.
You were telling the story the other night where you said he's like an audiophile and he could tell over the phone it
Well,
wasn't hooked up right.
that's what I was getting ready to say. So we videotape and send it. Look, we're enjoying the stereo. Thank you. And he texts my girlfriend and said, it doesn't sound right. And I was just dancing around. I didn't care what it sounded like. And she's like, well, what's wrong? And he's like, I don't know, let me listen to it a couple of times. And he wrote back this suggestion of how to fix it. I was like, what in the world?
What was the suggestion?
I can't remember. Unplug one thing from something and plug it into something else. And also it's one of those stereos. This is probably, it's not a real new one, but it's like you can put it like acoustic, rock, and it gives you like a different sound, dance, all those type of things. So I think one time was we had it on the wrong setting, then we were supposed to plug some things in the back different.
I'd say that there is some truth to the length of the speaker cable, but it would seem like it would be on such a microscopic level that no normal person would be able to see it or hear it. But
I bet you that guy at the
it does track.
That guy at the Emmylou concert probably grew up with the speakers with different lengths. So he was just always a little bit off.
Oh, that's who you're talking about? It was at the Emmylou show?
Yeah, when
You
that guy
think
was
they would
doing
be
it.
so loud you wouldn't be able to hear one person clapping?
It was. He wasn't with the music, so it was during the quiet part. It was like, dun, 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 dun. He was like in that this quiet part clapping away.
Oh,
like,
bless.
oh, my God.
How was that show?
Oh, just amazing.
What kind of band what was the lineup?
She had a bass player.
Upright bass or electric?
He played both. Yeah, banjo, fiddle player. The guy did that both. He had a keyboard player that sang. That like guitar lap. What's that called?
Lap,
Just
pedal steel.
Yeah, had that.
Drums.
Really good drummer, yeah.
Wow.
And she
That's-
played guitar on every single one of them too.
Wow.
And I don't know if she uses a huge guitar or if she's small, but the guitars looked tremendous on her. They were like these. I was like, good
Maybe a
grief.
jumbo.
I was like, man, somebody needs to get her a back brace holding that thing up there.
What a legendary voice she is.
And I just saw today she was nominated, or she's getting inducted into the like Country Music Hall of Fame this year. So I
Well
was
deserved.
like caught her just in time before she was too famous.
Have you been a fan of hers?
Yeah. But it was funny because when I told him I went and saw it, he was like, "Oh, why did you get to see her? I should have seen her and stuff." And we were just kidding around about it, laughing. So then we go out to his garage to get his CDs. First two sitting on top of all the CDs are Emmylou Harris
Wow.
CDs.
That's amazing.
Oh, I've been a fan for a long time.
Did you listen to Graham Parsons?
Back when
at
I
all?
used to hang out with Chris, Chris Christopherson. We used to party, and she would come over. She was the sweetest thing. Just all they would start to singing, and I'd fall asleep. And it was always a good night. It was a wonderful group of people.
Now, Graham Parsons is how I first found out about her a long time ago.
Graham Parsons. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yep. Well, I'm jealous of you. That's a good one to have seen.
Well, I'm glad he enjoyed it, and she's still out there doing it. That's wonderful.
That is so great.
That's
78 years
inspiring,
old.
right
78 years old. Wow.
there. Good for her.
God, when you mentioned Graham Parsons, now I can just picture you in a nudie suit, like one of those rhinestone suits.
Hey, Christmas is right around the corner. I could go for a new look.
Now, what color would you go for?
I don't know. What do you think? Orange? Ooh,
Man,
terrible idea I just had.
like what? Like,
Don't get me an orange.
Would you have like what? Would you have your initials on the back, or like a eagle? Or...
But an eagle with NM in its talons.
I wonder what it was like to wear one of those suits. I mean, must have been hot, weren't they?
It had to have been.
Man.
I know we've talked about this before, but I was just thinking about it last night. There's that whole idea of dressing the part that so many people engaged in that I always lament that is not in my DNA, really. Although here's my dad dressing the part today. Boy, you really got the hat, the pipe, all props, folks. he's
Well, we were
dressing for
we were
success.
going to announce it later that I'm actually an AI version of myself, and I hear there's been some discussion about that too in your world. But if you like the new me, text me and we'll get together.
Send you a version for
I
yourself.
promise I'll either not show up or I won't send the real Steve over. That wouldn't be fair.
And we'd like to thank our special sponsor tonight, AI Steve.
That's right.
But yeah, if that's your look, the whole rhinestone thing, oh man, that's just another level.
There's a band, one of the bands we listened to the first night on the stereo was a band called the Gories from Detroit.
The Gories.
Just like a rockabilly, sort of Cramps type sounding band. And Stephanie was like, I know all the guys that like this music. She goes, you know what they're like? And I was like, no, what? She goes, they all work on an old car or a motorcycle, and they have the white t-shirt. I said, oh yeah, you're right. I never She goes, Richmond's full of those guys. But it is like people that listen to that music usually have like a motorcycle they're tinkering around with, or an old car they're rebuilding or something. So,
What do you think of Lord Huron?
Damn.
Whoa, what is
you talking
that?
about the band?
Well, yeah. What
Where
else
did that
is
come
there?
from?
Wondering if we were talking historical figures for 1,000, Alex.
Yeah, this was curious. It's under the category of there's so much music out there I have never heard of. That I was visiting with a friend today, and she said she'd just been to see a concert. And I said, who did you go see? And she said, Lord Huron.
Huron.
And
You
I
told me
didn't-
about H-U-R-O-N.
Huron,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
the
wow.
Indian. So I'm thinking, it's an Indian tribe or something. But I had never heard the word Lord Huron before.
No, me neither.
So I had to
Have you heard that?
I Googled it.
You know it.
But he knows. Have you heard him?
Yeah, but when you said it, I was like, wow, where'd that come
Yeah, well, that's
Whoa, Steve.
You're like,
that's
yeah,
where it
I-
came
I
from.
am with my people.
I Googled it after I talked to her and got a little information about them. But they're an indie band and out of Los Angeles, and it says their background is country, western,
Right.
everything, independent. And I actually listened to one of their songs. It was like a ballad. It was one of he said their most famous song, and it was a beautiful voice. It was a great song.
That's so cool.
But Lord Huron had, and she was up in the Meriwether Post,
Oh,
wow, my
thousands of people. So there's just music out there all
There's
over
so
the place.
much. I mean, as easy as it is to talk smack about popular music these days, at the same time, there's more amazing music being made now than probably ever before. Because
That occurred to me too. That you can say what you want about what's on the radio,
right,
but there's this independent thing going on out there, and I'm surprised. Like she went to see them, and she's from around here. That's a big trip to go, but people are doing it. They're filling up those, maybe not 50,000, but they're getting thousands of people, or I don't know what they're getting, but they're making money. And I'd never heard of them. So which brings up another point. Can I ask a question here? Would you consider me a Luddite?
yes. Well,
Luddite?
Luddite.
I know the word, but I'm not
Yes.
really sure what it means.
Are you not? That's what I guess where I'm really going with it. What does Luddite mean?
I mean, that's what my only hesitation is. I feel like
expand
I feel
on
like
that.
a lot of Luddites is like a fear of technology or a conviction against it.
Well,
which
I heard somebody use that term, and I think of myself as a Luddite, and some of my friends do because we intentionally don't. Intentionally or not, we don't know the technology now. But the ignorance of it doesn't mean I'm against it. It just means I don't know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah, you're actually trying to use it.
Yeah, I'm not philosophically against it. So I'm thinking when I read the Google thing about a Luddite, it sounded to me like they were saying these are people that are against the technology.
Philosophically against it.
A
A Luddite would never call their son to be like, I can't get my Alexa working. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, they'd be like, what's that, your cow? Talking about the horse Alexa?
The Amish are Luddites. They are, which is such a fascinating history, but I wonder what the actual history of that is. Because they must have existed before electricity and then decided.
Well, based on what memory I still have of about 3 hours ago, I Googled Luddite because I was curious of if I was
a Luddite?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Alexa?
Alexa, am I a Luddite?
Now I'm going to do that when I get home. Lex and I have not really talked much beyond time lately, so I need to ask her that. But will that be her opinion? But the idea is it someone who's ignorant of the technology, which in that case I'm a Luddite,
Okay.
or is it someone who is against it and intentionally will not use it?
Mm-hmm.
That's two different things.
And what did Google say?
They indicated that it indicated a negative, the latter, that it was more of a refusal to want to learn it.
Right.
And you brought that up the other day when we were talking about AI the other night, that that would be what happens with every new technology, that there's going to be a certain Luddite group of people that do not want to go back to, they don't want to change the world that way.
Right.
So it's philosophical in a way. And sometimes they're right and sometimes they're wrong.
Right.
I'm missing the mom and pop stores.
Right.
And I think we're losing them. And how do you get them back? But we're not doing the right things to get them back.
I also feel like the important role of a Luddite that is often not talked about is not just being against the new technology, but they also represent the preservation of the knowledge of the old way of doing it.
Well, then there's a lot to
And
that.
that can be so valuable to preserve. Like if the world crashes right now, we're all going to be running to the Amish, going, "How do we do things?" Because
That's
they
a good
preserve
point.
that old way of doing it.
Yeah.
And there's just so much wisdom and knowledge there that I feel like that, you know, a lot of Luddites are seen as just sort of against something as opposed to being
Preservers
a
of
preserver.
something. Yeah.
You know.
That's a good point. I agree.
No, I'm a little bit confused. You keep saying technology. Is it a technology thing they're against, or like women wearing dresses, so wearing pants? Instead
That
of
wouldn't be a
dresses?
Luddite. It's all technology oriented.
Technology related. Okay.
Some kind of innovations. Like when the car came, the Luddite would be on their horse, and there's no way they're getting in one of those contraptions.
Now, what about me when I go to the Walmart and I refuse to use the automatic checkout?
Luddite.
Luddite.
I refuse to use the restroom. I piss right now. I'm a Luddite. Leave me alone.
That's called a felon.
We got another Luddite on aisle 2.
Plat Zap in the house. Good to see you. Plat Zap says they were against it because it would take their jobs.
Yeah, that was
It's
the Luddite movement.
multifaceted for sure.
Yeah, that was the thing I read too. It happened in the 1600s, and they were actually a group of in England that were protesting. They were going to lose their jobs if all these they were cotton mills. They were breaking down the equipment at the cotton mills.
Right, sabotaging.
They were sabotaging them.
Wow.
So they were actually taking political action or physical action.
That's when the term was coined.
Yeah,
interesting.
that's where Luddite came from.
Interesting.
So what is the word?
That's awesome.
How'd they come up with that term?
I think it's the area that they were from, you know, Lud something. I don't know.
From Ludden.
Okay, so tech support asked chat about this, and it came back with basically almost word for word what you just said. And the movement often, and the name is believed to derive from Ned Ludd, a possibly mythical figure who was said to have destroyed 2 stocking frames in the late 18th century.
Wow.
What was the word?
It was a name, Ned Ludd.
Ned Ludd. I should write that folk song. Right? The Ballad of Ned Ludd. Oh, by the way, someone put that in Discord. It's a picture of you sitting at home now listening to your music.
Ned Ludd's on The Simpsons, isn't he? Isn't that the Simpsons neighbor, Ned Ludd? Simpsons and all your damn technology.
Happily doodly, folks. What kind of technology are you using today, you heathens? The Ballad of Ned Ludd. I gotta go.
What do you call somebody that's like me? It's like just petrified of. I don't fear technology. I love computers and stuff, but I just don't know how to handle them. Don't know how to use them, and I feel so stupid when I ask somebody like, "Oh, all of a sudden my computer, the letters are too big. I must have hit something." They're like, "You don't know how to make the letters go back to the size?" And I just feel like, "Oh my God!" And I go back and I try it for half an hour, and I go back, "No, I really don't know." What is that when you just can't learn anything?
And I bet a lot of people are what you're describing and decide to become Luddites to put a more noble face on their ineptitude.
Right. You don't know how to fix that. I'm a Luddite. You've known that since I worked here.
Yeah. Should be a checkbox.
I'm not going to be a part of the problem.
You fix it. I'm a Luddite. I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'm gonna go get some coffee out of that instant coffee maker back there.
He's so philosophical. Oh my God,
He's wonderful. He's so
He's a man of conviction. I tell you what, if he's anything.
He makes great butter too.
Oh my!
He makes great butter too.
those homemade sandals he's flopping around in look so great.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man, Luddite. You know, I read that term a lot, but I never knew. I'm one of those people that reads. If I don't know a word, I just go on. My mom's like, "You don't look up every word you don't know." I'm like, "No, I just."
Well, that's another thing about me. I love the technology of being able to Google that and figure that out. I was the guy back that, go to the dictionary or the encyclopedia.
Right.
Now it's just so easy. It's just such a pleasure to learn about Luddites in the middle of the afternoon without going anywhere. Just hit your phone and it tells you everything you need to know.
It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Man, we were watching.
Just to stop there for a second, it's so profound, like what we've been able to witness in terms of what you're talking about right there. Because
Exactly.
everybody in this room existed before Google, and we had the Encyclopedia Britannica, and like the.
Well,
for better pros and cons, there's a list of pros and cons.
Here's my life. When in 1965, Saturday afternoon, there'd be a baseball game on. And you could go watch it. And usually it'd be the Yankees playing some team. They had a farm team, they called them Kansas City. And if anybody was good for them, they'd take them and let them play for Kansas City for a year, then they'd bring them to the Yankees. That's what you'd see on Saturday afternoon. Now, I'm at home tonight with 12 ball games and a clicker going clink, clink, clink. I'm seeing the best plays of every game all night. That's a dream come true. That's just beyond belief from what I grew up with for the longest time.
Right.
Even when I had a satellite dish, it was hard to pull the things in and get, but now it's all right there. And there's things like that all over the place. Not to mention grocery stores. My goodness, they've got fresh strawberries in January. How does that happen?
Some of this stuff is just not right.
Yeah, big old giant strawberries. Lord, where are they coming from? Well, I hope they're not coming from overseas. We're going to tariff the hell out of that.
It's funny. We were watching. I don't want to get into details while we were doing it, but we were watching Magnum PI last night.
I want details. I want details.
Did you have the volume on?
And at one point, he was standing in front of this bookshelf, and I was like, "Oh my God, look, he's got an encyclopedia set." It took me back somewhat when you were just talking. We all had that, but you never see like that anymore. It was so weird to see him standing in front of a set of encyclopedias.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
I mean,
Door-to-door encyclopedia salesman.
I mean, I don't think my father ever looked up one single thing. He either knew it or he didn't know it. And me and my brother weren't like digging through the encyclopedia, but we always had a set of encyclopedias. I'm like, why did y'all buy this? It was almost like a piece of furniture you had to have, even though you knew you'd never even cracked the seam.
Especially if you had kids. Like
Yeah.
you weren't a good parent if you
Yeah.
didn't have a set of encyclopedias.
World Book.
And I think they came like A through C, then you got D through E. So you had like payment plan. You'd get one more, like
Installments.
I guess if you ran out, you just stopped at like G and H or something. That's all we know. We didn't learn anything else. I want to know a lot of ideas. We never got the L section to it though.
That's when Daddy lost his job.
That's when Daddy finally had time to read. He cracked open the encyclopedia.
But we know everything about an albatross.
I can tell you. Welcome to the show, Joe Warren.
And that's how Kyle learned how to make butter. His family had to.
It was in the B, right?
Yeah, he made it all the way to E that year.
It is funny. Just one of the things I buy, I don't know why, but like buy old dictionaries and just old encyclopedias and stuff. But it's so funny. Like I have this dictionary from like that was like the early 1900s. They're like new words. Like some of them will have like the words they've added. It's always like mind blowing to see like what words they added at different time periods.
The new words that have
Remember
entered the
any of them?
canon.
Yeah. I was gonna say radio, but radio's been around a long time. It was something like radio.
That would have been a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
Like the radio was invented, and
Yeah.
now that was part of the vernacular.
Have you ever? I think we might have talked this. You ever read the book or seen the movie about the guy that he murdered that man in England? And he was put in the prison, and he wrote so many of the Webster definitions.
Oh yeah, there's a great movie about
Yeah, but I
that.
can't think what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
I read the book first, and I saw the movie. I thought the movie did a great job of keeping.
What
the
was
book.
the movie?
God,
Oh, help us, chat.
it was this guy that he killed somebody. He killed he was in England, and he killed an American that was over there for some reason, and they put him in prison. And he somehow found out that they wasn't the Webster dictionary. They were just starting it, and they were sending it. So they wanted people to send in definitions, and then they would compile them. And this guy just got on a roll and just spent like all day, every day, just coming up and writing the definitions. Isn't that basically what it was?
I'm
While he was in prison?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I have to see that again. It's a really good movie,
Yeah.
but I'm still vaguely
I
remembering
can't
it.
remember what it was. And then the money he made from it, he gave to the wife of the man that he had killed.
Professor and the Madman.
Yeah, Professor and the Madman. Yeah, because he was the madman.
You'd like that movie.
Yeah.
Foffy with the answer in the
Oh, thank
chat
you, Foffy.
says it's a great book.
It is. Yep.
What's it called?
The Professor and the Madman.
I'll check that out. I'll Google that.
The professor was the one putting the dictionary together, and he was like in the loony bin writing the definition.
Right.
But he would do all this research and different definitions of words and make it fine tune it a little bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Words are fascinating.
They
Isn't that
really
I think
are.
it's Jawn.
I've always loved a good dictionary of word origins. It's just always a delightful read. Like, where did that word come from? I always loved that book.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting, like how like French, Spanish, Russian, like all these languages that use the same letters. It's just-
Russian, not, but Italian.
Italian,
Yeah.
Russian doesn't use the same letters.
Russian has these unique characters in their alphabet that don't look like anything like what are our letters called, Steve? Do you have any idea?
No.
Like the letters that we all
Hieroglyphs.
use.
Why does that word come to mind?
That's drawings.
It is.
Yeah. It's,
So like Japanese is like hieroglyphs.
Isn't it runic or something?
hieroglyphs to me are, remains of past civilizations written in the rocks and things. I don't know if that's a term more generally used for what you're thinking or not.
With your generation.
But whatever that term is, Russia has its own thing of it. Just like Arabic are a whole different set of characters.
Right.
You know.
Oh, so yeah, I was right. Runic alphabet.
Okay.
Well, that's not what we use.
That's what. Oh, what do we use? What is who uses
Runic is an ancient alphabet and writing system used by Germanic people from the 3rd to the 17th century. The word rune means a secret or mystery. Oh, that's sort of cool. So writing was like almost a secret. Like I guess most people couldn't read. Oh man, I just fell in love with that.
That kind of
God,
stuff is
that's
so
so cool.
interesting back in the day of how like the Freemasons, a lot of that was like if you knew how to like build giant buildings or like just knowing how to do something was like sacred knowledge, and like few people possess the knowledge of how to do something. So a lot of like, even from what I've read, like the secret handshakes and stuff like that was how you could show up in a new city or whatever and prove to them that you possess the knowledge.
Oh,
And if
wow.
you like went to shake the hand and you did the secret handshake, they're like, okay, this person
Right.
does possess this knowledge. But to know how to build like a big giant thing was like all the kings and stuff wanted you to like make their kingdom.
Right.
I don't. It's the back in the day when knowledge was first happening. The possessors of different kind
Right.
of medicine, architecture, all these things were.
And you had to find somebody you trusted and pass it on to.
Mm-hmm.
Keep these secrets, but we can't let the knowledge die.
Yeah, and they sort of were like you didn't want your enemies to know how to do the same thing. It's such a fascinating thing.
It's where you had all your guilds,
Mm-hmm.
all those little secret different things.
Little secret societies, but they were very powerful because their knowledge was wanted by the kingdoms and stuff to
Right.
increase their power and prestige in the world and to make their civilization seem like the most advanced and the most powerful. And
they probably didn't want them going anywhere else with that knowledge, so they were,
right.
you know.
Yep.
Now, do you think having that knowledge would just, without intentionally wanting to make you a Luddite?
I don't know. You broke my engine.
Because I wonder if they're like wanting to keep that and not get any. Like, we don't want it to get easier. We don't want anybody to bring a crane in here now. You know, we want guys hauling all this stuff up. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Just because it kept the ability
Keep it
from
as-
other people, or
Like you don't really want anything getting simpler or easier because then they would hire somebody lesser than you, or I don't know. Why am I worried about that? There's an old Woody Allen. I can't remember what a Woody Allen movie is, but he's a kid and he's at a psychiatrist or a therapist, and his mom's sitting beside him, and he starts asking the therapist all these questions, and his mom says, "What's that your business?" That always cracks me up. Why are you worried about such things? What's that your business?
what's that your business?
Foffy just Googled new dictionary words. Wokery,
Okay. That's sort of like pottery.
street corn.
Street corn. I don't know what
It's
that is.
2 words, but it's
Oh, these are like modern day
the new editions.
the new addition to the American or to the
What's
English
street
dictionary.
Street corn.
Like Mexican street corn?
Guess so.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to look them up in the new dictionary. And then yeet. Y-E-E-T. Yeet.
Hmm.
I've never had.
I'm having enough trouble with my old ones. I'm not even going to try to learn any new ones.
He's having enough trouble eating that Mexican corn.
Apparently, Russian is Krylik.
Oh,
That's the name of that kind of language.
if you paint it, they call it acrylic. No drum roll for that?
Oh,
Yeah, he's been a little slow on the drum rolls. He said 2 things that were funny all night. Should have got a drum roll for both of them.
He's still trying to figure out that Motown piano.
It is. I mean,
When was the piano invented?
oh, that's a good question.
I think it's not that long ago, was it?
Wasn't the organ invented pretty much before the piano? I think it was, wasn't it?
I find that hard to believe. You mean like a pump organ?
I just have some memory of organs being around before piano. I don't know why.
So most organs are electric.
We like the old
Beethoven
church
wasn't
the
playing
old
an
church
organ.
and stuff.
Yeah, most of those are electric.
Church organs?
Hmm.
Didn't churches back in the whatever the days, 1600s, have organs?
That's I don't see how.
The church was the only place that had electricity back then.
I don't know how it's working.
What's that your business? God did it.
Oh, right.
I bet someone's on it.
I'm on it.
I just have a feeling I read somewhere or heard somewhere that organs were around before pianos.
Cyrillic. I was pronouncing it wrong.
The piano was invented around 1700 by Bartolomeo Cristofori in Florence, Italy.
Wow, that's actually more recent than I would have thought.
I heard that.
how about
I
the
heard
organ?
that 1700, and it just rang a bell.
When was the organ
somewhere along the
invented?
line this week, I read that, and when it said 1700, I'm thinking the piano has only been here 300 years.
Right,
That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
Chat with the
I
attitude.
would even
tonight.
thought Beethoven. I guess I was imagining him older than he was because
Yeah,
he had to come along after that.
Yeah, think of all those people that wrote stuff in the 15. They never had a piano their
So
whole
they had
life.
an organ, I
Oh,
think.
they were doing harpsichords and stuff because J. Dodd says harpsichord was 1397. But check this out. I asked about an organ. The pipe organ is way older than the piano.
Yes.
Wow.
We're talking ancient history. The earliest known version, called the hydraulis, was invented in 3rd century BCE Greece.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, by Ctesibius of Alexandria.
And how was it powered?
It used water pressure to regulate the airflow through pipes.
Wow.
Hence the name hydraulis.
That was I would have guessed that from that name, but that is
God,
so
it's
fun to
3rd
picture.
BC to 1700 it took them to invent the piano.
Well, from there, medieval Europe, organs became more common in churches and cathedrals. This is 8th through 10th century,
Right.
powered by bellows instead of water.
Yeah, the pump organ.
Yep. 1400s to 1600s.
I bet they had people
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
doing the giant bellows or something.
The choir people had to
Maybe
do
the
that
choir
too.
were
Right.
like, oh, the platforms they were standing on, that'd be kind of,
Yeah, it would be cool.
and it was like a seesaw.
The seesaw, yeah.
Oh man, that's cool.
17th, 18th centuries, organs were basically the king of Western instruments, enormous, complex, and capable of shaking a building, and so forth and so on. Oh, sorry, 1400s to 1600s, builders refined the design into something closer to the massive pipe organs we know today.
Do you know that one of the only manufacturers of pipe organs today are out in Swope?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
Just a
very,
few
they're
miles
world
from
famous.
here. World famous.
Yeah. What's their name?
Uh,
Dalton.
No, that's a guitar maker.
They're not basement famous. They might be world famous.
Well, the world famous is not in my brain at the moment, but
They have one at the Stone Church. Don't they have one by this company that we're talking about?
Oh, maybe. I bet they've repaired a lot of the ones around here too.
yeah, I think they did. They'd have one here.
The organist that played our wedding works out there, I believe.
Oh, what's the name of them? I know them. Oh, I had it. Just passed through my brain. Never mind.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Way before the piano, they were like moving water to
that's
push air
remarkable.
through
Yeah.
pipes to
We
create.
have to make music. How do we do this?
That is remarkable.
You ever had a song in your head? Dude, what are you talking about? Oh my God, how can I show somebody this?
I love like when
All you need is this.
I got that pump organ upstairs and taking it apart to try to fix it or just seeing how it all worked was so inspiring to realize just all right, so here there's this one knob. It's actually they're called stops. Like if you look at you've seen my pump organ upstairs, right? And you pedal it like this. And then you pull out these stops that there's like probably like 20 things across the face of it, and you pull them out. And as you pull them out, when you get inside it, you see what's really going on. You like pull this out, and a little lever like frees or takes like opens up reeds on the inside of it so air can pass through it and make the sound. If you pull them all out, that's the origin of pulling out pulling all the stops.
Wow.
Is that the phrase that I'm thinking of? Pulling out all the stops?
Pulling out all the stops.
Awesome.
We're pulling out all the stops.
So you're like letting all the sound come through the pump organ. But the thing I'm thinking about is there's this one stop that's called the Vox Humana, which translates to human voice. And you open up the back of it, and when you see what that is, you pull this out, and a piece of wood comes off and like frees this propeller. And there's these like three, it's like a fan, vertical fan with little propellers on this, and it starts spinning. And that spin flutters the sound coming through it and gives it a warble.
Wow.
So you like pull that out, it starts spinning, and this is all just powered by your pumping.
Right.
And this was, you know, made way before electricity, but they were like, just all that went into that, like. And nowadays, you know, if you hear like a Hammond organ, they have this thing as famous called a Leslie speaker, and it's a big box or whatever. And inside is a speaker that spins, and you can control like how fast it spins. But that's that Hammond organ sound. You start getting, and then you bring it back down, adds all this emotion to the. But the origin of that was a little propeller inside the pump organs that you pull out that stop, and you just see it's like mousetrap game, all these little things connected, and this thing comes off, and now the propeller's free to spin, and it's spinning in there, and it warbles the sound waves.
That's amazing.
It's so amazing.
Such the genius of people. Oh, it's just amazing.
I was so proud to be a human being seeing that thing spin in
figured this
there. Yeah, I mean, just like, bless us all.
I'd like to see one of those water ones. Jay Dodd said the African thumb piano is from 3000 BC.
3000 BC?
Wow.
That's nuts.
It is fun daydreaming just about like the first music, just like humanity discovering music. Just like, do that again. Somebody did it first. And everyone around them was like, oh my God, do that again. Do that again.
It's so
Well,
fun.
hell, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Mine was not even worth talking
I
about.
forgot mine, so.
Oh no. Y'all just like canceled each other out.
No, I was going to say,
Back to Nathan.
like when I go CD shopping, thrift store shopping, I'll just buy any CD. So I have one like, 15th century dance music, whatever, 17th century dance music. And I think, man, how did anybody dance to this stuff? I mean, there's like no beat. They're just like, like an organ. And it's like, man, they must have been like some of the saddest dances of all time. It's like, oh my God.
And there was probably a particular dance you had to do to that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think y'all were talking about, the waltz, which is a little bit over my head, but I know a couple of moves there.
A couple of moves.
But no.
Did you have, when you were like a teenager, was there certain dances you would do? Like slow dances?
You did the mashed potato?
The twist?
The twist. The twist. You definitely did the twist. You still do the
Did
twist.
you do the Pee Wee Herman?
That's a different generation.
No, I didn't do the twist that much in public. So it was a private experience for me. But
Hey, come over here behind the fence. I'm going to be doing the twists.
I didn't really think I looked great doing it. I was having fun doing it. So it's two different agendas. So there would be places that I would twist, but the sock hop was not one of them. I'd be standing over in a corner with the rest of the football team.
The sock hop.
Now, was it?
The last three songs, that you said, what songs would I dance to? The last three were always slow, and by then I'd wander over there and poke one of them on the shoulder, and finally one
Took you that long to get up your nerve.
Yeah, I was always a little shy.
Now, the one thing I've never understood is what was the mashed potato? The twist, I got it. That's everybody knows what that was. But
Yeah,
what
well, the
was
mashed potato had it was like your feet are pigeon-toed.
Yep.
And so you were mashing. You had some cooked potatoes under your feet, and you were mashing them with your feet. So you're going like that. but it was all from the knees out, and then up in here you were keeping it in tight. So it was not the same as the
So picture this.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, you had to hang. Yeah, you had a whole different.
He started doing this.
There you go. There you go.
Try again.
Yeah,
Oh, the people love to see
Oh,
it.
man,
yeah,
look
you
at
got a
that.
little mashed potato going there.
This party's picking up now.
Hey,
We're gonna do the Smurf, the Papa, and the Jerry Lewis.
which two did you choose? Which ones are y'all doing? You doing?
I'm gonna do the Jerry
It's your
Lewis.
turn, by the way. I give you one. David. Come on, I don't know the names of
Yeah,
these
what
things.
dance do you know?
Oh man, I wish I could. Well, I love when you go to a party and you see people line dancing and stuff. Well, I just love like dancing, but I love to see that. But I can never. And people always say, "God, you'll dance anywhere, you'll dance to anything." But I cannot follow moves. It's just for some reason.
All right, let's try this real quick. Lock fingers here.
Yeah.
Lock fingers with him.
I'm about to get electrocuted.
All right, we'll start over here, and it's going to go through Dad and then back to me. This is from my childhood.
Here, I'll stick the fork in the socket. You guys ready?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming back.
Oh, feeling it.
What is that?
If we have one viewer left, thank you for staying around.
What the hell just happened?
Hey, what is that called?
We just lost all the Luddites. That's the wave, and
Yeah, I was going to say the wave, but then I'm thinking that's from the baseball games where it's
Well, that's the crowd
related.
wave, but
Or
I
is-
think I think it's still.
It is called the wave.
or is
huh?
it the snake?
Maybe the snake.
Yeah, that was from my break dancing high school days. Pop
Someone
lock.
called 911. Lexus having a seizure, I believe.
Pop locking.
I still can do. In my mind, I can still do some break dancing moves.
Isn't that great when you can still do stuff in your mind?
I can still skateboard.
Yeah.
I can still do all those things. And I bet I can. The only problem is I would hurt myself now. I could still do it, but I would probably definitely hurt myself.
Once,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then you have to pay the price.
Yeah, I could do the worm
Yeah. Oh yeah. At least once.
at least once. I would definitely hurt myself, but I could do it. I could still do it.
Now, did you stop skateboarding? I would love to skateboard when I was young. Then I took a really bad fall and it scared me so bad I could never have the confidence to really push myself anymore after that.
I still have scars.
Yeah. We lived on Skymont, just a steep street. So you'd get on your skateboard and just take off like 100 miles an hour, whether you wanted to or not, because you couldn't. That's the only road we had.
That's terrifying. Did you fall doing that?
Well, the funniest thing is, a couple months, I think it was around Christmas time, I was leaving my mom's house. We heard this coming down the road. It was two kids on bikes. I mean, Skymont is steep. I mean, it's like a ski slope steep. And two guys on bikes and a guy on a skateboard came by. The guy on the skateboard was doing like 25 miles an hour, flew down the road. And we were like, and my brother even started clapping for him, like, go, go. The guy was like just shaking. So, and I lived like maybe a 3-minute drive from my mom's house. So we saw them. I got in the car and went driving home. When I was driving home, he was right by like where you live. He was going so fast the whole way that he almost paced my car to the house.
Wow.
I was like, man, if he had taken a fall, he didn't have a helmet on or anything. I was like, man, oh man.
There's this, I'm having flashbacks of my skating youth, and there's this terrifying phenomenon that happens that once you get up to a certain speed on a skateboard, it starts doing a thing called speed wobbles.
Yeah.
And it just starts going like this.
That's what he was. Like,
And it's terrifying because you are about to you're about to fall off. That's how I got my scars, and ended up falling on my hand and sliding a few feet, just my body weight on top of my hand.
Is there any
But
way?
I'm
To,
just so
is there any
impressed-
way to stop it at that point?
you got to jump off. You just have to and run.
But you remember that run with your arms windmilling, trying
Right.
to keep your balance? You can realize you're getting ahead of your
Hopefully
feet.
there's
like,
a
"Ah."
lawn. Hopefully you can go to the side of the road or whatever. But on the other hand, I'm just so impressed with myself that I got to experience speed wobbles. I got going so fast on that thing, so fearless, that I broke the threshold that it could sustain and speed.
Now,
hit the
did
speed
you have a good
wobbles.
skateboard? I remember.
What's that?
Did you have a good skateboard?
Yeah, I still got a good skateboard.
Because I remember the one I hurt myself on. Probably don't even remember this. Well, you might remember this story. You will. Remember Drug Fair that was over by A&P? It was like a CVS.
I remember you mean right downtown?
Where Food Lion is now. There used to be a grocery store there called A&P, and they had like it was drug fairs, like a CVS or something. They had like the skinny skateboards, you know.
Oh.
My parents bought us that. We took off on those. They're probably the most dangerous things ever made.
Yeah. You get speed wobbles on those just going slowly.
You just one foot on the ground, pushing yourself across the street. Ah! But then nobody even thought about wearing a helmet or gloves or anything back then. You'd have probably been beat up if you had showed up with a helmet on. I mean, there was no skateboard helmets.
The knee pads.
yeah.
Like your mom wants you to wear all the knee pads and elbow pads and helmet. Like you're not leaving, and then you're like, oh my God, where am I going to hide this stuff before I get to my friends?
Have you ever seen the documentary, The Boys of Dogtown? I think that's what
It's great.
And there's some of the slow little tricks they're doing and
I
stuff.
know.
It's so like old timey.
Didn't age that well. I was like, whoa, God.
That's the kind of shit I do now, though. And I feel awesome doing it. You know, just
Lex
put your hand on the
Dogtown.
ground and turn. It's like, yeah, it's so cool.
Jaybird just hopped into the chat with
sure
with a side street we could
Sure,
wander
let's
down.
go
He
down.
says, "What's the deal with flat Earth? I feel my feed is loaded with it." Well, I have to question your your
Search history.
your input in this regard.
Well,
You know,
it's
the
certainly-
algorithms are catering to your whims. Just saying, that's the way algorithms work. It's giving you more of what it thinks you like. So for some reason or another, your feed thinks you're really into this. Just saying.
Was that a big thing? I haven't heard that since NBA players.
Because I doubt
started
any of
talking
our
about it.
feeds have a lot of flat Earth stuff going on.
Well,
But-
until now.
And now it will. You're right.
Now it will.
Well, I mean, who was that NBA player like 2 or 3 years ago that was all talking about flat Earth? Oh, I can't remember.
There's a
what it was.
great documentary about flat Earth, and I can't remember if it's on Netflix or where I saw it. I feel like it's on Netflix, but it's such a fascinating documentary because it
Like a serious look at it? Or
it's
making fun
well,
of
it's a
people?
serious look at people that believe in the flat Earth. And the thing that's so interesting with conspiracy theories a lot of times, and this one particularly, is that a lot of times people are too smart for their own good. It's not that they're ignorant and being fooled. It's because they're brilliant and
And they can compile the.
They're overthinking it.
they're overthinking it.
Yeah,
It's
right.
such a fascinating look into the human psyche and our ability to get derailed or something, often by our own. We know just enough to be dangerous or something, but a lot of these, definitely the people they found for this documentary are sort of examples of that. Like the one guy that he's making these things to prove the Earth is flat that definitely prove he's some kind of savant genius.
Right.
This guy is making these mechanical things that work to illustrate how it all works in his worldview.
Oh,
That
wow.
you're just like, oh my God, this guy is like way smarter than me on this in a certain way.
Right.
But the human imagination and brain is so interesting in that regard. It's so hard to know exactly why people believe the things they believe or think the things they think.
Right.
It's so easy to think of anybody that believes in the flat Earth as being dumb, but
Right.
that is not the case. And that's sort of the case for most conspiracy theories. A
Right.
lot of people, the reason you look at like the research people have done in different theories and the patience they have to compile this proof. They've taken this outlandish idea and proved it, and that is not easy. Most people, and they will show you the data if you have the patience to hear them out. But they will demonstrate to you exactly why it's true. And it's a lot of times such an accomplishment of intellect to have a well-formed, especially the people that originate the theory in the first place.
Right.
A lot of them are genius level thinkers that probably have fooled themselves
Right.
with their own concept, but the way they've proven it is just so fascinating.
Well, I guess the talent of that is getting the information you want to prove your point, leaving out all the stuff that proves it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the brilliance of it, sort of like if you find something that doesn't agree with it, you can just sort of, oh, that's wrong, push it to the side.
Fake news.
Now, do you remember what you thought when man landed on the moon? Did you watch that like live on TV or?
I watched it. Yeah, I was there for it. And yeah.
Did that seem like miles ahead of everything else, or was?
Well, I was proud that we had tried to do it and pulled it off. It was one of those challenges I thought was a good one.
Do you have a memory of that?
Oh, yeah.
Of watching it live?
Mm-hmm.
What's
Well,
the story?
you know, yeah. You
How
were
old would you have been?
Was it during like
you
the
weren't.
school?
It wasn't that. You weren't that young.
not for the moonwalk. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. You were an adult at that point.
Yeah. It was
Dang.
part of the world that we were. You know, I looked. You know, a lot of people would say that was a waste of money. That we ought to be putting money back here or there, but I thought, you know, we've got if we have any extra money, I think that's a good thing to unite us and try to do something to further the whole idea of mankind. And that's the way it was presented. And
Do you remember where you were when you were watching that?
not precisely.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the shape of the television.
Was it, I guess it was black and white and square for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, do you know if that was shown worldwide? Was that like a thing that everybody in the world was
I think it
tuned
was in
into?
the news for all the news media in the world that published news.
Right.
Uh,
You think so? What, they think they kept it from some people?
well,
Don't let the Russians know we got
I
a
don't
man
know
on the
what-
moon.
I don't know
There was
what
a
all the-
space race going
I
on.
know.
a lot of countries only let certain things
Oh,
on
that's
the
true.
air. I don't know
Mhm.
what other countries allow or not.
Yeah.
But that would have been newsworthy for sure around the world. And that's one reason you do stuff like that, to say,
Do you have a visceral memory of Kennedy getting shot?
oh yeah.
Do you remember where you were or anything?
I remember I was in the halls of Lee High School.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. And it just sort of rippled. People were just like talking about it.
Yeah, it was between classes.
Wow.
I heard about it.
When Reagan got shot, I'm in grandmom's house. I can see I can just, not a vivid story like memory, but an image.
Yeah,
Of,
right.
Yeah, how about 9/11? Do you remember where you were then?
I was Trinity Point. For some reason, I'd fallen asleep with the TV on. I guess for some reason it's pretty, that happened more than once, but it was weird that day because the news was breaking while I was sleeping. And so I feel like I woke up almost like part of me had been hearing,
Right,
like there was,
right.
like I sort of woke up knowing something was weird that was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I was at work, so we couldn't really, there was no TV, but it was the radio. It was just, you know,
Oh, wow.
you just like seemed old-timey listening to it on the radio and stuff. And I remember the owner of the company I worked for, he had a daughter that lived in an apartment not far from there, and I remember him just
We just lost audio.
Uh-oh. Check. I see it moving on there.
Check.
Oh, I bet. Oh, we might have all the mics on. Oh, that thing died, huh?
I think. Yeah.
We were still moving the meters. That means we didn't cut off all the other microphones. This might be an interesting sounding episode.
What's that? Oh.
And plugging that thing in is going to make that buzz happen.
Right. I can't even find it. Anyway.
Such a
Kyle just went out again.
it's black cable there.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
There was Kennedy, somebody you really admired and looked up to, thought he could make big changes in the world.
Yep. I was brought up in a Democratic household. My mom was an avid Democrat.
Yeah, my mom says that she really, how much hope and energy he brought to her world.
Mm-hmm. Yep, looked like a new day. Well, it ended up becoming a new day.
Give me a little technical difficulties screen. So what's going on now? Did you get it plugged in?
Oh man, now this is off.
I guess
Oh,
we,
you unplugged something?
I guess we just need to do the worm.
Shouldn't have had to gone back in there. That stuff.
We start talking about conspiracy theories. And
Oh,
thing
the
shuts
man
off.
is trying to silence our.
They're talking about flat Earth. Shut them down.
Yep, the word went out. They're quick.
Can they still see us?
Yes.
Well, it's 8:30.
You can hear us too.
Oh. Man, good thing I didn't say 'cause those ignorant bastards still hear us.
Anything happen here?
Oh, the power button on that cord. All right, so that's plugged in now.
Oh, so you like that pipe
Is
now?
it
seems
making
like.
that fuzzy
I
sound?
like the feel of it very much.
It's nice
Yeah,
looking pipe.
I'd like to have one
Well,
of these.
Did you bring your own tobacco though?
Yeah, I got mine.
I apologize. That thing should have. It's on a rechargeable battery, and now that we've plugged it in, it's buzzing because of the electric current that it's receiving. And
Yeah.
the thing should have been powered up before we started.
All you Luddites, I'll be writing in.
Yeah. They're like, see, I told you.
If you would just listen.
So, I mean, the thing we could do is just sort of sit here for a minute or two while that powers, put some juice into that thing,
Yeah, that's what I
and then unplug it and start wrapping it up a little bit, which is sad because we were just getting on a roll. There's definitely going to be a buzz now. We did discover that last week.
So people can still hear it?
They're trying to shut us down. They heard we were getting too close to the truth, I reckon. But I definitely remember that shift between the first plane and the second plane, because it was all eyes because a plane had just crashed
Right.
into it. But there was still like, God, what horrible
accident.
Yeah, horrible accident. And then that second one hit, like everybody, you could feel that ripple through the whole universe.
Right.
Just like, oh gosh.
Yeah, that was part of it. You didn't know when it was how much. Then you heard about the one in the Pentagon, and you just said, well, what else? You know, how big an attack is it?
Mm-hmm. And just everybody, even the youngest people that couldn't conceive of it, you could feel in your bones that that the world was changing right now. There's a before this moment and an after this moment. And
Right.
when you're in that moment, overwhelming.
Well, we're finally seeing a little bit of the dust settle from all of that, because apparently you don't have to take your shoes off anymore at the airport.
I've heard that. I just had to take my shoes off, but I was one of the last ones,
Yeah.
maybe. Although I got patted down more than I've ever been patted down before in Charlottesville on my way to High Sierra. I was like, what is up there setting this thing off? It was or invasive.
That's what they were saying too. What is that up there?
It's that guy from Jawn. Take him away.
He's the one we had to shut down for his flat Earth talk.
All right, we might be able to get a couple minutes out of it now. We'll just see how long this lasts. We're unplugging it now. The buzz should go away. Hopefully it won't shut right off. My apologies to everyone for not being on top of that.
Hey, it happens. Still love you, Cap.
Check, check, check. Clear, clear, clear.
We're sounding good.
All right.
All right.
It's the big moment.
Whatever you got to say it now.
So we having a
we got
going out
nothing.
song?
What's that? Yeah, I guess it's about time for a leaving song. Anything else anybody had on their notes? Did you Google anything else?
Oh, I've been Googling all kinds of stuff. We could go on and on. It's getting crazy up there.
In your mind?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's, what's happened around here is that until this recent beautiful weather, but what was happening for a week or so there was that I would go upstairs at 11 and didn't come back down till 6:30. I'm up there with my brain and my books and my writings and my music, and it's dangerous up there. There's just weird stuff going on all the time.
This is 11 a.m. to...
Yeah, yeah. I'm coming down to watch my ball games by the time you're getting up.
Uh-huh.
So that's why we don't see each other but once a week, I reckon.
Right.
We're just two ships that pass in different straits and different oceans in the night.
Yep. You're clocking out while I'm clocking in.
Yeah. It's that old dog.
Couple of sheepdogs.
The sheepdog.
I liked your thing earlier today. It was two rivers in your county. I thought that was cool.
What was that?
He compared. I can't remember what you were talking about. It was like having two rivers in his county.
Well, I always like
a
Middle River doesn't have a name. I've always hated that because it's a beautiful little stream that I live on two different places, and I love that little river. And it doesn't have a real name.
Just Middle River.
Middle River means it's between two rivers.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even mean it's a river. It should have a name.
That's a good point.
And of course, North River and South River can take their own stand on that, but they have more of a direction. Yeah. But just to say somebody's in the middle, it's like saying you got a C in something. You just don't tell anybody you live on Middle River. So I live on Sea River. Well, I don't live on Sea River, and I don't know. What was I talking about?
That would be like, well, there's Nathan and there's Joe and then there's middle child.
Exactly.
I don't think Daniel would be.
I
okay
don't
with
think
that.
Daniel would appreciate that.
Why don't you
I think that's his name.
Why don't you name Middle River right now, and we'll see what we can do.
I think we ought to make it a contest.
There we go.
How about if we decide, take some suggestions and put it out there and have a Jabberjohn prize and rename Middle River.
We do know we know some powerful people in this regard. The Friends of the Middle River.
Let's don't go there yet.
And City Council.
Yeah, let's don't go there. We have the connections.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of power, and
do you have a suggestion? What would your entry be into the naming of Middle River?
Well, I'd
have to think about it.
I don't want to just throw something out. I'd have to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
It would be somewhat hypocritical to come up with some type of Indian name, but there would be also respect for what they would call it. One thing you could do is the research to figure out what the Indian name of it was. Because I don't know the.
I bet it's a good one.
I don't know the Huron term for middle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Probably sounds better.
The River Steve.
Findale River.
The Findale River.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's been flowing for a long
It
time.
already has a sticker on it.
That's right.
Guarantee you.
Yeah, that could be the river the sharks in. That's the Findale River.
Well, it was wonderful to be with you guys again.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's always, we could, you know, you got Nathan's Land, now you could have Nathan's River.
What's this river called?
I haven't earned that.
What's this river called? Mr. Moore's Middle Son River.
I love it.
Some call it Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us. What's that?
Justin said median river.
Meeting.
Got it. I like it much better.
Won't you, come on, chickadee, sing me that song. River, 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 roll on. I'm sleeping in the sun on a summertime bank. Stone skip 54 times, then sang. I'm learning how to whistle. I'm saying my thanks to the rolling hills of home. Starry, starry, starry night, bullfrog croaking to its own delight. I wish I may, I think I might, sleeping in the moon on a summertime bank. I had a masterpiece dream, now I'm drawing a blank. Well, maybe that's it. I cupped the water and drank to the rolling hills of home. Here you go. Let it out. Yeah. Well, time flies and fire flies when you're having fun. My line is in the water and I'm sleeping in the sun on a summertime bank. I'm in heaven, I think. I try to whistle, sun sank into the rolling hills of home.
Wonderful. Wow.
Well played, well played. Thank you so much. We'll see you
was
next
wonderful.
time.
Yes, sir. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the Findales last time I saw them. I walked up to them and I said, "You have never sounded better. You did a great job there tonight."
God, I didn't know how much air it took to blow into that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Black out. I wonder when the harmonica was invented. That's gotta be old.
Yeah, it's the same technology as a pipe organ, basically. It's a little repair pipe organ. The bellows